So in this video, I'm going to be giving you a high-level overview of how we were able to get this agent 175 leads in 30 days running Facebook ads. I'll talk about what actually went into setting up the ads, launching and actually running the ads, the split testing that we were doing before and after in order to find what actually worked best, and what we really did in order to double down after we found something that was working well. And at the end of the video, I'll also be going in and diving into the actual live ad account and the campaigns, going over in depth each and every single one of the ads that we ran in order to give you a better understanding of how we set these up. So make sure to watch to the end so that you can actually take something for yourself and implement it into your business. Because I don't know about you, but in a business that's literally all about connections, 175 new people to talk to over the course of a month ain't too bad. So just to give you some context, we've been live with this realtor for 6 months. And over the course of those 6 months, he's been able to close 4 deals, bringing in a total of $20,000. Not bad, considering the average home price in his market, it's around $350,000 to $400,000. And the thing is, he still has more in the works right now. He's actively building connections with all these new people every single day. Here's a video of him actually talking about it so you know it's legit.
Still around 15, 20 grand over the last 6 months or so?
Oh yeah, because like if you think about it, I have for sure 3, probably gonna have a 4th, like Jaren and Jean will buy. So yeah, it would probably convert to close to 20 for me.
Okay, nice.
If that's 200, yeah, probably about that.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, what about that? Because 300, 300, 300, that's a 6,000, 6,000, 6,000.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that you know that it's not just numbers on a screen and these leads are actually converting, I'll break down how we're actually getting them. So I'll start off by giving sort of like a high level overview, and then I'll actually dive into the ad account, show you the campaigns, the ads, the offers that we were running. Now, the first step was to actually set up the ads. When it came to coming up with what kind of offer or ad we were actually going to run, we looked at a few different things. We used our combined knowledge. So working strategies that we have with other agents across the country that we know work, but then we also mixed that with the feedback of the realtor based on the kind of people that he actually wanted to work with, and as well as his local, just general market expertise. So when you're coming up with the ads yourself, now what we decided to run with him were specific neighborhood ads of neighborhoods that he wanted to farm, that he was familiar with, that he was an expert in, that he had already done a lot of transactions in. So we decided to target people that were buying or selling in these specific neighborhoods. Now, the second step was split testing. We tried different offers. So for example, we tried custom list of homes in X neighborhood, or we tried list of recently sold homes in X neighborhood as well. Then for each offer, we also tried dozens and dozens of different creatives, so actual images, to see which ones people would click on the most. Then after we found an offer that worked well and a creative that worked well, we split test different copy, so the actual writing that people see on the ad, because some people could see the ad, but then when they read the actual writing, it's not very captivating and they're not very interested by it. Then after we found copy that performs best, we usually split test CTAs, we split test targeting, we split test different landing pages that the leads are actually taken to. It's a lot, but this is all what goes towards finding the perfect ad, or an ad that can run at a high level for a long period of time. So usually we run each one of these split tests for a couple weeks. So split test offers for a couple weeks, split test creatives for a couple weeks, split test copy for a couple weeks, and so on and so forth. And we do that so that we're not testing a bunch of different things all at the same time and confusing ourselves and the ad manager, because it's very difficult to keep track of what is actually making a difference and what isn't that way. And the main part here is to let them run. Ads don't take off all on their own. You need to give them time. Facebook needs to learn who the right people are to show these ads to. So when it actually comes to setting these up, we usually recommend that agents start at about $30 a day. They can do lower, they can do higher, but $30 a day is really the sweet spot where you'll be able to split test the fastest and get out of that initial phase, but then also see results that are actually worth running ads for. In this case, with this agent, just because of his preferences, we did start out with a little bit of a lower budget. I think we started off initially at the beginning at $15 a day, and we've been slowly raising that to $20 a day. But I can't stress this enough. You have to let them run, because if you only spend $100 and all of a sudden you decide that ads don't work, that's not the ad's fault. It's your fault. And the truth is, in order to have an ad that takes off, you need to have a lot of ads that don't, because you need to fail time and time again in order to learn from your mistakes. It's not going to be perfect on the first try. However, obviously letting an ad run way too long is also not good. So we usually like to cap it at around around $70 per campaign. We're always looking for a cost per lead of around $10 or so. Sometimes we get $5, sometimes we even get $3 or $2 per lead. But if the cost per lead goes up to $25, we judge it from there. Sometimes we'll shut them off and run new ones. But if the ones that are coming through are high quality enough, then that's all you really want. Low cost per leads are good because the more volume of people you have to talk to, the more chance you have of finding someone that converts. But also, you don't want to spend all your time calling 100 useless leads when you can be spending your time with 10 high quality leads. And another thing is Facebook is very volatile. For example, a lot of the time when we run a campaign, it could be doing completely shit for like 3 days, and then for 3 days it could be doing absolutely amazing. It's a very volatile platform and it completely depends. So you have to make sure to not cut them off without giving them a fair try first. Then the third step is actually doubling down. After you find something that works, you run it, but you don't stop there, because if that ad falls off, you'll have to start all over again. So at the same time as we're running our winning ad, we usually have 3 more in the split testing phases. We base it off of what's working and just create slightly altered versions of that same ad in hopes of them performing just as good or maybe even better. Because let's say it took you a week, maybe 2 worth of split testing in order to get an ad that works. Then you run it. If you run it until it's all the way dry and it completely falls off the face of the earth, you have to start all over again, and there's a week or 2 week long period where you have no good performing ads at all, bringing you no leads. Obviously, that inconsistency is not what we're trying to go for. So in an ideal world, when an ad dies off, you should already have another one that's taking off. Now, when you're split testing these, it can get confusing. So now I'll actually jump in, share my screen, and go over the live ad account that we've got going for this agent. So as you can see here, June 6th to July 6th, we ran all these different ad campaigns. Split tested all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 individual ads. Split tested every single one of these. But out of all those, these 4 performed the best. As you can see here, we got a total of 63,000 total impressions. We reached 16,000 total counts. So 16,000 people saw these ads 63,000 times. And here are those 175 website submit applications. So we were going for quality here. These weren't just in Facebook instant forms. These were actually being taken outside of Facebook and being qualified on a landing page with more in-depth questions. And the reason that we take them outside of Facebook is because Facebook has an option where people are just able to automatically input all of their information, which makes it very easy for just random tire kickers to come through and just to click through by accident even. So we take them out of Facebook and we ask them serious in-depth questions about their situation, about their move. Naturally, the people that are going to come through are going to be a lot higher quality. And in this case, we got both. We got volume and quality. So 2,000 total clicks, a click-through rate of 3.15%, which is above average. That's a very good click-through rate, and an average of a $3.50 cost per website submit application, or cost per lead. Usually, these are the kind of numbers that you see with instant forms. So these results are absolutely insane. And throughout the entire month, he only spent $615. Again, above average result. We usually aim for a cost per lead of $5. I mean, that's our goal. If it can get lower, then that's awesome. The market average is $10, by the way. And click-through rate, really anything above 1% is pretty good. 2% great, 3% even better. Now, as you can see here, after split testing all 4 of these different ads, this is the one that performed the best, bringing in 70 of the 170 leads that came through. And as you can see, it didn't get the most impressions, and it didn't get the most reach either, but it did get the most results. All the other ads outperformed this one in every other category, and in click-through rate, but this one was just able to bring in leads at a much lower rate, $2.16 per website submit application, which is absolutely nuts. I'll show you what the actual image looks like and the actual offer that we were running. So like I said in the beginning of the video, we were targeting people in specific neighborhoods, and this was the winning creative. So Stonebridge Homes, discover your future. Fairly simple, really bright, vibrant image. And as far as the offer goes, want a custom list of homes in Stonebridge, skip the endless scrolling, get a free personalized list of homes for sale in Stonebridge, matched to exactly what you want. Pretty straightforward stuff, near to schools, parks, or work, quiet street, big backyard, calling out everything that people would want out of a home in this higher end neighborhood, and just really simple call to action at the very end. Just click learn more and tell me what you're looking for and receive the list. That was it. Really simple stuff, and it shows you that what you need to perform isn't that difficult. So as you can see here, we spent $150 that month on this ad alone. So that's what I mean. When something works, you run it until it dries out, and in this case, we ran it. So once again, again, I just want to stress the importance of your mindset when you're running these ads. Try to get it into your head that ads do work, no matter what, because they do. With enough split testing and failing over and over again, eventually you will find something that wins. It's just a matter of time and patience. And you have to keep in mind, if you spend $1,000 into ads, get hundreds and hundreds of leads, all you need is one of them to convert in order to make it worth it, in order to 5x your money at a minimum. So it's basically like a guaranteed money multiplier. You put $1 in, you get a minimum of $5 out. It's only a matter of time. And if you invest in the stock market, well, you're doing that in order to get a few $100 extra a year, maybe. But if you're doing this, your investment has like a 500% guaranteed return on investment. I don't know about you, but I would take that over the stock market any day. So just to recap, you set up the ads using working strategies combined with your market expertise, actually based on the kind of people that you want to work with. You split test as much as possible until you find something that works. Then when you do find something that works, you run it until it dies off, but you've got other ads split testing in the background. So when that ad dies off, they pick up at the same time and go from there. And it's just a continual pattern of running, split testing, winning, losing. That's how it is. That's how you play the game of marketing. There's really nothing quite like it. You can't do this with billboards. You can't do this with bus stop ads. You can't do this with mailers. This is the modern age. This is the way to get your name out there and get in touch with people and close deals. I hope you got some value out of this. Let me know if you want me to go further in depth of the process that a lead goes through after they come through from one of these ads. But apart from that, I'll see you next time. Peace.